Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Sasaki to Pii-chan episode 2. Episode 2, which is a little bit late, couple of days late, but to my benefit, to my explanation, a lot of stuff is coming out over the weekend, and I had a busy Friday, so I wasn't able to offload that to Friday, so only now am I catching up. Still haven't recorded Dungeon Meshi or... But yeah, here we are with Sasaki to Pii-chan. Recording it in... maybe not cold, but the heating in the building has failed and it's negative degrees outside, so it's not quite as warm, but again, whatever. So, Sasaki to Pii-chan episode 2. What do I expect from it? I don't know. Hopefully not skipping through the events. Hopefully not telling instead of showing. Hopefully this episode will not have the problems, the issues of the first episode. Also, from what I recall, from what I read from like online discussion about the first episode, in the source material, everything that happens is actually shown. In the light novel, I believe, is the source material. Everything, they are actually going through the paces of Sasaki establishing himself in the alternative world, of actually, trading, etc., etc., etc. This adaptation just made the odd choice to just completely skip over it, to just condense the contents of essentially a whole ass season to just a single, double length but still single episode. But apparently it was done because the reveal that there is Japanese magic as well, that's like the big thing, the big point, so they wanted to get to that. So here's hoping that now that we got to that big reveal, that big twist, the pacing, I guess, and the general build of the show will get better. To sum up the previous episode, Sasaki, a salaryman who leads a normal life in a normal company, nothing outstanding in either direction, it's not super bad, it's not super good, it's just normal, gets a bird at a store, and that bird is a wizard from an alternate world, and manages to transport Sasaki to that alternate world. Using the fact that he can jump between worlds now, he utilizes teleportation magic to get to his work faster. He buys some stuff in Japan and sells it with profit on the other side, because they don't have things like white paper, like fountain pens, stuff like that in general, binoculars. And he brings gold to Japan in turn, sells that gold, and makes a profit. Cool. Pretty standard story so far. Then it is revealed that magic exists in Japan as well, and that's a big, huge surprise. Sasaki, of course, Sasaki manages to save, what's her face, Hoshizaki-san, I believe she is. I have the list of characters displaying here. Saves Hoshizaki-san from some esper, or whatever they're called, attacking her. And he's drafted into this Japanese organization, unionizing all of the magic users of Japan, and dealing with hunting the stray ones, the unregistered ones, the ones who want to be outside of the system, and in general trying to keep the existence of magic under wraps. At the same time, it is a little bit of a different magic than the one that Sasaki and Pii-chan know. It's weaker, seemingly. It's limited to just like one and only niche. It doesn't require as much mana, or at least the people using it don't have as much mana. And that's basically where we ended up. Sasaki is now a government worker, government employee, working for that organization. And he's probably going to be working with Hoshizaki-san, hunting down rebel mages or something, and the other world will hopefully come into play somehow. Hopefully the other world will not just be relegated to his source of income, because that would be a huge waste. But judging by the characters that we've seen in the opening, that we see in promo art, that I see on the list, some of them at least seem to be from the other world, so chances are they will be actually relevant to the plot as well. We're not just going to forget about the world of magic. Yeah, premise is interesting. The execution of the first episode could have been better, but hopefully this episode will actually be better. Will actually still have the interesting premise, but this time around with better execution. That's my hope, at least. What do I think exactly is going to happen in this episode? I don't fucking know. We don't really have any like a coherent plot line established quite yet. We just have the world built for us and shown to us. The characters are shown to us. What are we gonna do with them? Hopefully this episode will show. So let's watch it, I guess. To do it, you will need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in this show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching Sasaki to Pii-chan episode 2 in 3, 2, 1, go. That's the other world with its amazing geology, I guess. I really like this weird geology. Okay, so he's just naturally gifted? Or what's the deal? That's gonna be useful. Healing and charging your phone, right? Okay, you can have a grimoire. Can you have a grimoire in your phone, maybe? Exactly. Cool. Cool. I really like that a phone can actually be a grimoire. That's cool. With Hoshizaki? With Mark. Who's Mark? Oh, the merchant. Right. Oh, right, and we met the Sanji, who's a cook, and Sasaki has a restaurant as well, apparently, as well. That was a lot of as wells. Oh, that's the first time we see the opening, isn't it? Okay. I dig the opening. I dig it. Magical girls, other magic users. Right, there's this yandere girl with a crown next to her. Is she like a fucking SKP crown princess of the other world or something? I like this opening. I like this music. It's like a light air version of early 20s early 2000s, sorry, early 2000s, like pop rock. Just straight into walkie-talkies, huh? I mean, let's be honest, anything you would bring to this world would sell. At least your place isn't bugged anymore, so you have a little bit more freedom. How many, my dude? How many? Let me go to eBay right quick. War, probably. Or maybe not. Viscount Miller Milch. Preparation for war? Probably, yeah. Medieval fantasy world and war. Name a better duo. Demon King invasion. But I guess that's also kind of a war, so checks out. What you doing here, Sanji? Sorry, French. Your payment? That's a lot of gold. Still a little bit of talking, but, you know, less bothersome than in the first episode, for sure. At least they didn't, like, summarize this entire visit in the other world. He did. Also, I love how Peeps has his own individual, like, whatchamacallit, pillow, instead of sleeping in a cage. Not like he asked to be an agent. And who are those delinquents? They have some beef with Hoshizaki. Okay, Kiseki they call them, not Espa. Gotcha. Yes. Or maybe not. Okay, so you can be an unregistered psychic. Oh, I see one character from the opening. You can be an unregistered psychic as long as you don't cause any trouble. Gotcha. Full on fucking SWAT armor. Is it like anti-magical at least or something? Or is it just regular like ceramic plates? Newbie probably outranks every single one of you here, so it's whatever, really. Yes, but even more dangerous. Gunfights rarely have explosions. Of course. Ever the workaholic. You just focus on making water. Yep. Hoshizaki will focus on manipulating it. That's a lot of people in those buses. Okay, just a gunfight. Not even using magic, just straight up with guns. Cue the doors being blown up by fire. Oh no. I thought they maybe blew it open from the inside or something. Invisibility spell? Perhaps teleportation? Or are they in the raptors? Do you have a locator spell, Sasaki? Oh, they went after the operatives. Well, not operatives, the, like, support people. And now after them as well. Don't stand like that! Protect yourself, something. Telekinesis, okay. You probably wouldn't want to be in a bowling alley with someone with telekinesis abilities. Or wind-based powers, that could be it as well. No? Telekinesis then? No, psychokinesis, sure. Good music. It didn't make a difference, you just struck a single bowling pin. That's a thick icicle. Okay, water barrier, enough to slow down projectiles with friction. What's that stock sound? I'm pretty sure I've heard that exact sound in at least a couple of games. No, you're probably their only chance. Are you going to reveal that you are able to use more magic than just icicles, though? That's the question here. Doki doki. And yeah, that of course. The girl with the flower? That sounds like an Ojo-sama voice, alright. Yep, that is her. I like how water bottles are part of her gear. Minecraft technique of stopping yourself from taking full damage. Ice shurikens. They're not really gonna work on someone with psychokinesis ability, or with just someone who can dodge real good. I guess that would also be a way to avoid it. Just dodge. Skill issue. It's more than just psychokinesis. Can she steal people's abilities? Is that it? Question, copy or steal? Which is it? Because that makes a big difference. Burn the witch, Sasaki. You know pyrokinesis, don't you? Okay, careful analysis. Yeah, he's a new hire. Yeah, salaryman skills. Yeah, she's probably gonna wanna yonk your waterbending as well. Ice bending, I guess. Do you want a business card as well? That's a face to make. Fair, yeah. Fireball? Lightning, okay. And... oh, I thought it was his psychokinesis, but no. It was still hers. That's some choppy animation. Also, was he using electricity to create like magnetism to move the things, or how did it work really? I will remember that name. Oh, no, straight in recruitment. I guess makes sense. He would be a valuable member. Just give me the name of your organization so I can find you. Dead or knocked out? Okay, knocked out and held hostage. Okay, so she has more abilities than one. For sure. Like, psychokinesis, that's one thing. But also, invisibility. That's a thing. And I would assume she's the source of it. And some sort of super speed, super strength thing that she certainly is the source of. Unless she's getting buffs from the hidden people around. That could be it as well. And she just has psychokinesis. Oh? Yeah, you probably want to, you know, whatchamacallit, socialize yourself with your co-workers. That's a romantic dinner. That's not socializing after work. It's not a ramen stand in a shady alley somewhere on the side. It's not drinks in an obscure bar. This is like a full-on fucking romantic dinner. Okay. I guess our girl knows what she wants and she goes for it. She has her favorites. She's not of age yet. Of course. You're mature for your age, though. What? I expected, like, what? The drinking age in Japan is, I think, like 21? So I expected her to be 19, 20, not fucking 16. I guess our man Sasaki is a JK Magnet, isn't he? First that's Yandere girl, now her. After credits scene. They're not wasting time, are they? Oh. That's the Mahou right? Magical pink. Scavenging for food in the trash, apparently. Yeah, you really are a JK Magnet, aren't you? She flew away. Melon pan. Oh, she's a member of the Amararirku. I see. I see. Where's Stigma then? Oh, that was an abrupt end. But sure, okay, why not? This was legit a much better episode than episode 1. Cool shit, good shit. I like it, me likey. Let's watch it again. And see it a little bit more in depth, I guess. Intermediate spells. I wonder why exactly Sasaki is so good at learning magic. Right? He's not, well, as far as we are concerned, he's not special. He just might be. Who knows, maybe he's a descendant of a family of mages who came to this world 5,000 years ago or whatever, right? Entirely plausible. It could be that he had some latent psychic ability that he didn't know of, and training magic while being a psychic at the same time gives you an additional boost to learning that magic, because it's an innate ability of yours as well, or something like that. Actually, let me note down that Sasaki is special somehow. We don't know how yet. Somehow. Sasaki is special somehow. Lineage, or maybe how do I call it? In birth ability? Yeah, probably special in one way or another. Yeah, advancing this far in mere weeks is exceptional. Recovery spell, lightning spell, very useful, and he already made use of the lightning spell, so nice foreshadowing here. Let's make a grimoire, and your phone can just be a grimoire. That's cool. I really like it. Grimoire doesn't need to be like magical in nature. Anywhere that you physically store the chants is a grimoire. You use a stone tablet, cool, that's your grimoire. You use a book, cool, that's your grimoire. You tattoo the spells on your hand, well, that tattoo is now your grimoire. I really like it. That's actually really cool. And I have a feeling, I have a sneaking suspicion, that the magic system in this show is going to positively surprise me multiple more times yet. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're cooking something here with the magic system. Time for our meeting, then let's eat. Opening. Cool music. I really like this music. And she's using water. She's water bending, so her ability is 100% ability stealing. Her psychic ability is the ability to steal other people's psychic abilities, or copy them at least. She's a Majo Shoujo, I would assume, from Peeps' world, unless yet another world is involved. Unless she's from some sort of a third world. Another world, right? Another universe. Magical pink is from yet another world. Some weird flies appeared during when winter began. They're tiny, they're flying around, and they're fucking jumping. What the fuck is it? They're annoying as hell. Yeah, magical pink. She can use pink magic. This parallel, Otonari-san, I told you about those things being annoying. Otonari-san is some royalty from another world. Why is she in this world? I don't know. Maybe she was adopted or something. Maybe she was brought here by her parents to avoid execution or whatever. Maybe she's a bastard child of the king. Whatever reason, she came to this world and is staying here with her foster family. But in truth, look at the fucking crown. Look at the fucking crown and look at her being placed in single scene like that with Elsa Miller, the daughter of the governor of the city or country or whatever that Sasaki went to. Yeah, they are not subtle with this symbolism. They really are not subtle. Yeah, same like, you know, movement kinda sorta. I have no fucking clue what any of those say. Could someone translate those for me? If you could, if you know moon runes better than I do. I don't want to use like Google Translate, although I might, but I don't want to waste time for it now. I might do that after I'm done recording. We'll see. Photos of Peeps. Yep. And there we go. Walkie-talkies. He's really jumping there. He's really jumping in technology, right? First it was good knife, right? White paper. Ooh, infinite pen that never stops flowing and never spills. Ooh, right? Magic items. Then just straight up fucking batteries and walkie-talkies. Pace yourself, my dude. Pace yourself. Next time you're here, you're gonna bring a fucking iPad. I like his explanation, though, that, oh, this is a piece of metal that has power, that has energy. Simple, to the point, makes the other person understand the function perfectly, doesn't need to get into further detail, and is also not going to be questioned about further detail. As far as the merchant is concerned, it's just a metal thing that he enchanted with running power or whatever, or with voice transmission power or something, right? He doesn't need to know. And he doesn't even ask, because he doesn't have to. The explanation was adequate. 100 gold a unit. And yeah, bring all of them, because there might be war, probably. In this kind of a world, there's always a war. Yeah, the restaurant is working really well. New recipes. I did notice in this episode, though, I mentioned like choppy animation during combat. There's plenty of like still frames where maybe just the head is moving. Like you can see that I don't want to say it's low budget, but you can see that they are saving up a little bit. They're cutting costs here and there. It doesn't impact my enjoyment of the show, absolutely not, but you can absolutely see that, right? Like they're using a completely steel frame here, for example. This episode had, I think this was like the only little tiny bit of recapping and telling instead of showing. The rest is just, you know, we're in it. We are following the action. Good. A very welcome change compared to episode 1. Yeah, extremely dangerous, irregular psychics. Irregular psychics who are not registered. That's like whatever that they're not registered, right? We have plenty of them. But they also are making trouble. Now that's when our agency takes interest in them. Cool, good system. I like it. And also, I guess, answers my question as to how are you even supposed to register with this organization if you might not even know that it exists, first of all, and you might not even know that you have abilities like that. Well, if you don't know you have abilities because your ability is that you never spill your tea, that's your ability, that's your magic, you don't need to register because it's whatever, it's nothing, right? When you start showing that, oh, you can fly, and you show it to people, they take interest in you, start a campaign telling that, oh, the guy unmasked, he was using wires and mirrors and shit like that, right? To make people not realize that it's magic. And they force you to register with them. Yeah, I see how it works. Really answers my question. There's another salaryman in the bottom right. There's Gakto from prison school in the bottom middle. A game of spot the main character, right? Left and right. Literally. Oh, and this guy is the guy who attacked Hoshizaki. Gotcha. Full on AT gear. Knocking down the door and all. And yeah, of course, big risk means big reward. Gotcha. Interesting that they're coming in guns blazing instead of using magic. Right? Like you would think that magic versus magic would be the way to go, not necessarily guns. Then again, I guess guns give you the ability to take part in combat even if your magic ability is just, I know, what would be another useless ability. You can glow, you make your fingernails grow or whatever, right? They give you a gun and you can kind of sort of take part in combat. But then you would think that they would create a combat unit made of like battle mages essentially. You know Fireball, you know Ice Spear, you know Thunderbolt. You are part of the task force and you are attacking, you're fighting here. Everybody disappeared because they are invisible. And they have psychokinesis, at least one of them. I think this tornado is CG. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a CG 3D mesh with a really nice shader, granted, and some like particle effects, or maybe even something drawn around. Or maybe it isn't. I know. Kind of feels CG, but maybe because it's animated on once and it's not actually CG. I know. I don't mind it. It looks kind of like sticks out a little bit, but not in a particularly bad way. Wind power, no. Psychokinesis. I really like his calm and collected analysis, right? Wind, no. Nothing else is affected. Has to be psychokinesis. Right? Cool. What were you hoping to achieve, my dude, throwing a fireball at a tornado? And asking, how'd you like that, as if that tornado was a part of the caster's body, as if you hit the caster. Sure, okay, you deserve to be pummeled with a bowling ball. Their powers combined work really nicely together. And yeah, right. Given the circumstances, she will need her water supply. Yeah, we are partners, sure. And it's gonna scar me psychologically. And it might even turn out to be a crime I can desert here. Again, calm, collected analysis. I like it. And just like that, ability yoinked. And then a lot of a lot of salaryman speak, with a salaryman face to boot, of course. I really like how he switches gears in his just speech patterns, right? You can really see it, that he's not using his casual language, but rather, oh, well, I must say, dear client, you have some truly fearsome abilities on your own, but my product will make sure, right? He's jumping straight into this sort of a speech pattern. Might I ask for your business card, perchance, for future reference? And yeah, he's trying to use the fact that he's just a newbie for her to go lenient on him, of course. Reciting a mantra, indeed. And casting a lightning bolt. And suddenly, during this combat scene, their hands, and not just hands, get those like thick outlines. I really like this style, with those, some of the line work being fairly thick, right? Like here around her kimono. In some places. That was a useless spin if I've ever seen one. Kind of like the scene in Spider-Man, right? The game, when Spider-Man gets punched or kicked or whatever and flies through the air, and Miles, instead of catching him, just does a fucking backflip. Instantly reminded me of this. And then we get this kind of choppy looking fight scene, I guess. I'm still not sure how does electricity help him. That's a face. That's a face. Or lack thereof. How does electricity help him deflect those bowling pins and bowling balls? Or is it not electricity? Is he using water right now? Are those things magnetic, or I don't know. Again, like you can see that the budget is limited for the animation, but they are certainly doing making the most out of what they have. Two hidden psychics, unconscious now. And yeah, I'm just a newcomer. I'm just a nobody. I'm just a nobody, but if you could not mention what I did here, that would be grand. Could we say it was a tie, maybe? And again, the salaryman corpus speak. Gotcha, bitch. I got the fucking fly. And yeah, not closing any doors still, right? Like ending the conversation, but not ending it, leaving a door open should he have a need of their services in the future. I really like how the first word that comes to mind, how sleazy he is. But sleazy has negative connotations, so I'm just gonna say smart. How smart he is in his conversations, how well he knows, like, which points to broach, what to talk about to get his way ultimately, right? I really like it. I really, really like it about him. He's like the opposite of a hot-headed, go-doer character, right? That shonen protagonists very often are, but also he's not. It's kind of like a triangle, not like a scale of hot-headed to cold and calculated, because he's not cold. He still has emotions. He's not that like emotionless, cold, calculated trope, but at the same time, he's not hot-headed, jump into action, punch dragons in the face kind of character. He would be like the third point on the triangle of, I don't know, hot-headed, cold and collected, and just fucking a real person, I guess. And yeah, managed to even free his superiors. Easy job. And nobody's even asking. Nobody's asking. He's suspicious. Akutsu absolutely is suspicious that something's up. Because he was the only one fucking standing, and the group just turned their tail and went away, freed all the hostages, and just disappeared. So what had to have happened? He's not gonna inquire, though, not yet. Not yet. I wonder for how long does Sasaki manage to keep up the charade? How soon, unless the jig is up? Unless in front of Hoshizaki. It certainly would be the case that Hoshizaki learns of it first, inadvertently. And then maybe, or maybe not, it is revealed to the rest of the agency. Probably not, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Hoshizaki will learn about it sooner or later. I'd like to express my gratitude. Yeah, and we're going for a romantic dinner with a fucking 16-year-old. Is there no mature lady in Sasaki's life, really? I wouldn't be surprised if the kimono girl, Futari Shizuka was also like fucking 15. And the other girls that I see here on the list of characters, Elsa Miller and Magical Pink, they don't look that old either. My man really is a Josh Kosei magnet, isn't he? What's she ordering? Boscaiola pizza, pasta special, and octopus vegetable marinade, and beef tagliata. Stagliata like tagliatelle? It's probably something stupid like tagliata are shorter and tagliatelle are longer, but it's ultimately the same fucking pasta. That's how Italian pasta is categorized most commonly, isn't it? Boscaiola pizza and today's pasta special. So she even ordered for him. Craft beer, all the bitter, none of the taste. That's what craft beer is. And orange juice. And of course she's underage, because why not? Because why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't a fucking government agent be underage? I guess we have an explanation why everybody was treating her a little bit oddly, right? Like snickering when they heard that he's gonna be working with her, stuff like that, right? I guess we have an answer. You're a high schooler, yeah, but it pays well. And she's a slut for money. Question. Would she leave the job if there was another that pays better? Huh. Because Sasaki might have a gig for her. Hoshizaki starts working interdimensionally for Sasaki. Somehow. Maybe when he can't go make a delivery, then she can go in his stead or stuff like that. And then the after credits scene. Is she going through garbage, or is she just, I don't know, squatting down there trying to eat something, a melon pan? And I guess his first instinct was that, oh no, a minor that is in need of help, not, holy shit, a fucking magical girl. But yeah, now she's floating, now he knows that she's magical somehow. She really likes melon pan, doesn't she? And I guess we already know, no, because she disappears into Amararirku. Yeah, she disappears into Amararirku, so she's not going to be something that continues to the next episode, I don't think. Unless she maybe just appears in the next episode again, and the episode is actually about her. I wonder, though, is she a psychic? Is she a mage from the other world, or is she something else entirely? Is there a world of Maho Shoujo? A world that is neither magical nor psychic, but rather Maho Shoujo? I think I might be onto something here. There is more worlds. Each has different magical things. World has Megucas. There we go. There we go. That was a good episode. That was a good episode. After the first episode alone, I had my reservations. I wasn't 100% in. I wasn't 100% sure. I even was thinking, even if briefly, that I might just drop it after like 2 or 3 episodes if it continues. If the delivery style of talking instead of showing and recapping what happened instead of showing us what happened continues. But it doesn't. It doesn't. So my main, big, huge gripe with this show is just not a thing anymore. And only the good parts remain. And who, boy, are there good parts. I like the characters. I really like that Sasaki is actually like an adult and thinks like an adult, like a normal living fucking being. Right? He's not a shonen protagonist, he's not broody, he's not cold and calculated, none of that. He's just a normal person. I really like the magic system, and I really like the promise that it might actually be something even more. I really like the very fresh and unique approach to those like multiple worlds and multiple different magic systems, all that jazz. I like how things just make sense internally within this world. How I had a question about what happens if you have a power and you don't register. Got answered here. If your power isn't a menace to society, you don't need to register. If you start causing trouble, we're gonna find you ourselves, and you're gonna register, or we're gonna put you in jail. It just works. It just works. Everything just works. I know, it's just really a good show. Once we got past the issues of the first episode, good shit. I really like this one. And I'm gonna be waiting for the next one, which is not gonna be that long because this episode is late. But yeah, I guess right now that's gonna be it from me. So maybe you guys, you can tell me, what did you think of this episode? Did you also feel it was better than the first one? Probably. What did you think of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? All about it in the comments below. Or if you want to talk spoilers, you can go to my Discord. Don't spoil it in the comments, please. My Discord is open, free to everybody, so why not go there? Like this video if you did. Subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Sasaki to Pii-chan, but also Majo Record, Dungeon Meshi, Metallic Rouge, Majo to Yajuu, plenty others coming in the future, Frieren, Shangri-La Frontier. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do stream sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Majo Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via memberships, super thanks, super chats, also down below. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB Without a Net, The Group Survivor, Zayrainer, Akumaster, Dr. Watt, Marsh, UK Alive, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can also join them without having to be underage, I guess, or something.